Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we are unpacking the impressive professional portfolio of Jahid Hasan. We're looking closely at someone whose 4.5+ years of experience proves he's, well, a whole lot more than just your standard coder. If you've ever wondered what it looks like when raw programming skill meets high-level systems design, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to explore exactly how a modern full-stack developer builds a solid foundation and then uses it to architect truly scalable enterprise solutions.
To do this, we'll follow a clear roadmap today, meeting the product architect, unpacking his full-stack toolkit, reviewing his professional experience, diving into his flagship BDGigs and ActiveAIWriter projects, and finally, how to connect with him. Let's get started.
Section 1, Meet the Product Architect. Let's get a really clear picture of exactly who Jahid Hasan is and what he's aiming to achieve in the tech industry.
This career objective, pulled straight from his resume, just perfectly illustrates his focus. Notice the specific language here, right? Results-driven and scalable enterprise. He's not about building simple landing pages or a local bakery's website. Enterprise means handling massive, complex systems. And by explicitly targeting PHP in the Laravel framework, he is signaling a clear intent to build complex architectures capable of handling immense traffic and really intricate business logic. It's a statement of intent that sets a very high bar right out of the gate.
And that 4.5 years, that is the quantifiable anchor of his expertise. Over this time, Jahid has built a real track record in some incredibly demanding sectors. We're talking fintech, e-commerce, blockchain solutions. These are industries where, frankly, one misplaced line of code can cost millions. So there's absolutely zero margin for error when it comes to security, performance, and integrating complex payment systems.
Because of that high-stakes environment, he defines his professional identity through this powerful trio. He is a software developer, for sure, but more importantly, he's a problem solver and, ultimately, a product architect. He doesn't just take a list of features and blindly start typing out code. He looks at the business problem, figures out the logical solution, and then architects the entire product ecosystem from the ground up to ensure it actually works in the real world.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, the Full Stack Toolkit. Because to be a true architect, you've got to understand every single tool at your disposal.
Looking at his top proficiencies, we see a massive 90% expertise in PHP and Laravel. This is his absolute powerhouse. But it's backed up by near-perfect 95% proficiency in HTML and a highly confident 85% in overall software architecture. So what does this tell us? It proves he isn't just a jack of all trades, he is deeply specialized in back-end infrastructure while maintaining total command over the core building blocks of the web.
Breaking that toolkit down even further, we can see exactly how he commands the entire stack required to build robust SaaS, software as a service applications. On the back end, he's wielding PHP, Laravel, NodeJS, and MySQL, all connected via REST APIs. On the front end, he's leveraging dynamic ReactJS, JavaScript, and Ajax. But look at that third category, tools and servers. Anyone who's ever dealt with a server crash at 2 a.m. knows this is what separates a good developer from a truly great one. Jahid is highly capable of managing Linux-based servers, utilizing Git for version control, and navigating secure server protocols like SSH and FTP. He literally handles the application from the database all the way to the end-user's screen.
Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds a track record of real-world impact. We're going to look at his professional scaffolding.
His timeline shows a remarkably steady, focused progression. It starts with a really strong analytical foundation, a 3.83 GPA in his higher secondary certificate back in 2018, leading straight into a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science at Sonnegarden University. And he didn't wait around after graduation either. By early 2022, he was already working as a theme and plugin developer at Easion's Lab, honing his skills on premium web apps. That momentum propelled him right into a rigorous software engineer role at The Soft King Limited starting in March 2023. At The Soft King, his day-to-day impact involves highly technical actions that drive actual business results. He's not just doing basic maintenance. He is defining new features, managing those complex Linux servers we talked about, and crucially, integrating complex RESTful APIs and secure payment gateways into enterprise systems. He's collaborating across teams to ship real features, taking abstract requirements and turning them into functional reality.
Okay, so the crucial point is applying those skills to build comprehensive platforms. That brings us to Section 4 and his first major flagship project, BDGigs.
Jahid architected BDGigs, a full-featured, highly scalable platform designed to handle the incredibly complex ecosystem of a multi-vendor marketplace. If you know anything about marketplace dynamics, you know how incredibly hard this is to pull off. You need job posting mechanisms, active user bidding, highly secure authentication, and most impressively, he integrated an escrow payment system. That means the platform securely holds the funds until a job is verified complete by both parties. Doing that requires absolute precision in logic and database security.
And this project brilliantly illustrates the separation of concerns that a true product architect employs. Because he used dynamic ReactJS on the front end and Laravel on the back end, BDGigs gets the absolute best of both worlds. The front end delivers an incredibly responsive, optimized, dynamic user experience. Meanwhile, that beautiful UI is supported by a rock-solid, highly secure, and scalable Laravel architecture handling the complex RESTful APIs and those highly sensitive escrow payments in the background. It's just a perfect marriage of form and function.
His ability to adapt to cutting-edge technology is on full display in Section 5, the ActiveAIWriter project.
ActiveAIWriter is a Chrome extension, but it is not a simple one. This AI productivity tool really highlights his capability to seamlessly merge different ecosystems. It offers real-time content generation and rewriting using AI, but what's fascinating is what's under the hood. He built a lightweight, fast-responding, interactive ReactJS interface right inside the Chrome extension and then tied that front end securely to back-end APIs built in his trusted Laravel framework. This setup allowed him to implement rigorous authentication, optimize performance, and manage complex subscription control mechanisms without bogging down the user's browser.
And just to further prove his incredible versatility across the stack, he didn't stop at web apps and extensions. He also architected a remote desktop connection application using Electron.js, which is a framework that lets you build cross-platform desktop apps using web technologies. By implementing real-time screen sharing and remote control through low-latency communication, he demonstrated mastery over continuous data streams and real-time socket connections. And let me tell you, that is a highly demanding skill set.
We've seen his deep technical skills, his progressive enterprise experience, and the real-world platforms he's architected. Which leads us to the final and perhaps most critical section for you, the viewer. If your organization or your next big startup project needs someone who doesn't just blindly write lines of code, but actually architects entire product ecosystems from the server level all the way up to the UI, you really need to consider this profile. The question at this point isn't whether Jahid Hasan is capable of handling your fintech, e-commerce, or SaaS platform. The question is simply whether he's available.
Fortunately, based in Dhaka, Jahid Hasan is currently available for freelance work and can be reached directly via email or phone to tackle your next major tech challenge. So as we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with this thought. In a tech landscape absolutely filled with quick-fix coders, what could your business actually achieve if you partnered with a true product architect?